Hello and welcome to TV Chef Fantasy League. I am your host and commissioner, Sarah Cotto. I'm here with my co-host, Mike Caballon.
But not...
We do have...
Iffy anyway.
An iffy in New York City,
I believe. An iffy.
An iffy. There is an iffy in New York City.
There's one iffy.
So he isn't able to join us tonight. Tonight?
Tonight. Yeah.
But he'll be back next week. We need to get, actually, though, his full story about Bailey. Because that was supposed to happen.
That's right.
But
he's been on the
sorry,
road
listeners,
so much. I gotta know what other chefs he's hitting on in other cities.
Exactly.
Maybe he's hitting on someone in New York right now. We don't know.
There's many chefs in New York. Boudelot.
Okay.
That's all I know.
That's someone
now.
I would hit on.
Yeah, exactly. But he's very married, right? He always would reference his wife.
That doesn't mean anything.
That's true. That's true. Says the man who just got married.
Look, I'm just saying, people have different bars. Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
Some people have arrangements in their relationship.
True.
And some people have like a hall pass situation.
Sure.
You know?
That's right.
Iffy is famously poly.
That's right.
If he could just get in there. And what I'm saying is we don't know what Boudelot's situation is.
We don't, but write in if you do.
If you're Boudelot's wife.
Yeah. Let us know what your arrangement is. We'd love to hear it. I do think, if somebody, it would be interesting to hear like what the going relationship status of chefs are. Like if they do have, because, you'd think like in entertainment, like big movie stars, everybody thinks like they must have an arrangement or whatever because they're on location for like 7 months out of the year.
Yeah.
Chefs, I mean, for the most part are stationary, but then as if they get big and they become like international, moguls, then maybe they have to kind of
I do remember listening to
adjust.
An interview with Gordon Ramsay where they're like, how do you run this empire and still have like 12 kids? And he's like, we just shoot when they're not in school. Which I think is a really clever, he's just like, when they're done with school, then everyone, like takes the whole family. And they all go wherever they're shooting.
That's fun. Yeah, it seems like he has a good thing going.
Well, it's easier to do when you have that kind of money.
Yeah. I mean, and then the kids are grown now. And then some of them are like fully doing their own empires.
Some of them, but he's had kids for he's had a wide swath of kids.
A wide swath of kids.
So some of his kids, like he has like a toddler. He has one kid who's like a fully like a baby, like a child,
Then that's unsustainable.
Yeah. I think his oldest kid could probably parent his youngest kid.
Well,
do you know what I mean?
Well, that's what you got to do. It's that, 13 and counting or 21 and
right.
Whatever, all those massive families. It didn't end well, let's be honest. I heard some bad things ended up happening.
There's an upper limit to how many kids you can have before it's like diminishing returns for the whole family. You know what I mean?
No. Yeah. At first it's like, oh, good, more hands on the farm. Can't raise the youngest. And then it tips over the edge. And like, ooh, I don't know. Too many cooks in the kitchen. Okay. But anyway, so that wraps up why if he's not here. We got some write-ins, of course. So the molten chocolate cake debate was the topic of the clip that I cut for our Instagram.
I watched that clip back and I was like, do I really sound this fucking boring on our show?
No, I feel that way about everything on the show that I say. So I think it's just we're hard on ourselves.
Sure.
I'm trying to bring more energy today because I feel like I look catatonic all the time.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
This is you, high energy? This is you coming in at like a 9?
Yeah, this is me like I had oolong tea.
Whoa, the most energetic of the teas.
I haven't been drinking coffee, but I do think, I do need it, but it messes with sleep. So anyway, long story short, but I do realize that, what, and it's a long form podcast. We don't have to be on all the time.
No.
But I do realize when I kind of browse through to find a good clip or whatever, I'm like, I'm a little sleepy.
Okay, so you gotta have like a cool like punchline every few seconds.
Ka-tow!
Yeah.
That's my last name, but it's not how you pronounce it. But ultimately, that is what everybody says.
It does feel borderline infringement on Disney Pixar's Cars.
Ka-chow. Oh, okay.
We've talked about this, right?
Potentially.
I feel like you've gotten the comparison of your last name to Ka-chow.
Sure. Yeah. Yes. Yes, I think we have talked about that. But speaking of write-ins, only because, the molten chocolate cake, I will say, before we get into this write-in, when I was editing that clip, I kind of think in the moment I was hearing your debate, or your point of view rather, and I was like not fully understanding what you were saying. But then when I watched it back, I was like, okay, I see. You had those two metaphors where you're like, there are things we're comparing it to, but it's not as inherent because it's not like food item. Like
I appreciate you meeting me where I'm at because I have a hard time articulating what I'm saying.
It's really hard.
It's just a feeling that I have where I'm like, Joe Bastian is just saying it wrong, and that's all I can.
Sure, yeah.
It's just in my bones.
It's also that. So it's also when they kept saying molt as a verb. So that's what Potter Pan James wrote in about. He was saying, they're saying, molten comes from the same root as melt, while molt what a lizard does comes from the same root as mutate. So that's great because if you go down to the Latin root or whatever,
Sure.
then that's very
Get
clearly
real nerdy
two
about
different
it.
names.
Yeah.
So I liked that. Great point of view. Thank you for that write-in. So I think what I noticed, I mean, definitely if you ask, oh, do you want the molten lava chocolate cake to be melted out like that? Chances are they'll be like, yes, because that's what I love.
Yeah.
But I understand that it's not like inherent to like using lava or using velvet to justify something that's not lava or velvet is kind of weird.
Saying that it's like, okay, the molten lava cake, like the filling needs to be molten. That's valid. That makes sense.
Right. Just
when you're like the lava needs to molt really hard, I'm like, you're really it's giving like when a dad is like using slang wrong. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Like if I were to barge into my nephew's room and I'm like, skibbity toilet, and they're like, get out of here. Yeah.
You're scaring him. Okay, I won't do that to my nephew either. Good to know. Good to know. But okay, so that was our one chocolate cake discussion via DMs. Somebody else, Jason, wrote in about vegetarian cheese, I guess because we were talking a lot about that.
Oh, okay.
And said if they use rennet from calf stomach linings in the process of making it, the resulting cheese wouldn't even be considered vegetarian because that's like part of the...
Interesting. Is that how we make vegan cheese? No, not all of it. Some of it's like cashew cheese.
Yeah, so I guess maybe because we were talking about the fact that cheese is already vegetarian or whatever. If it's
I see. Yes.
But then sometimes it's not even that.
Right. That makes sense.
But anyway, but most commercially processed cheeses are made with an alternative anyway for consistency. So that's good.
Okay.
So yeah,
I still stand behind the fact that if you're making a cannoli with like the shell's not vegan, but the filling is, I'm like, that's not for anyone.
Sure.
It's the worst of all worlds.
That's a tough one. Yeah, you're really...
You have not multiplied by 2,
audience.
you divided by 2, yeah.
Yeah, rough. So luckily they're gone now. Not in this episode. Also, Jason said, Mike saying letting it slip so many times about the half vegan, half not dish by Courtney and Darcy brought to mind just the steak tips, which I found too funny not to, but hopefully not too spicy to share.
Is this a reference to an earlier episode that I'm not remembering?
I think I remember we maybe made a joke about just the steak tips, like just the tip.
I appreciate that people are tracking what we're saying over time and making like catchphrases out of it. We don't remember.
Please, Let us know if you want some merch from that. We can make that happen.
I think it's time for us to get some new merch.
Sure. Our merch is Cake Dom, as you remember from the episode. This was British Bake Off, where if it was talking about, you got to be like dominant or something about baking, and then
it was a Dylan thing.
Yeah, it was Dylan because it was like, it's kind of like masculine. It could be like seen as a sort of dominant trait, and then he did a cake dom impression, and then we turned it into an apron and a t-shirt.
I do feel like we should have at least one piece of merchandise per show that we cover. Like we should have a Top Chef thing, we should have a MasterChef thing, we have a Great British Bake Off thing, and then one wild card.
Yeah.
If you have ideas for merch, please let us know. What are your favorite bits that you want to see on a shirt? Because we're plumb out of ideas.
We love to hear what your thoughts. Also, did you get your gift? Maximum Fun sent out.
I did. Yay! Okay, what did you elect? Okay, every host on the network, they just said, "What do you want from?" You can have one thing from Max Fun Drive. What did you pick?
I got the cooler.
Okay, I did too.
Cooler. Yeah, it's very handy.
It's a really nice cooler.
Yeah, it's so cute. I love the design, and I don't really have a cooler like that.
I have, sometimes, depending on the restaurant, when you get takeout, they will give you your food in, a little thermal bag.
Oh, yeah.
If I'm, going to a picnic at the park and I'm I need to bring, a cold bottle of wine, I just throw it in one of those. They're not good.
Yeah, those are, a step below.
Yeah. So I'm glad I have a proper cooler.
Mm-hmm. This is very nice. And then, and it's also not branded like some restaurant where it's I'm taking takeout.
Yeah, exactly.
So that is great. And then I got the little pin.
I haven't got my pin yet.
Oh, exciting.
My pin got lost in the mail.
Sorry. Spoilers. But the half point for crying pin, which
Beautiful.
is our show specific. Gotta love it. We don't give half point for crying in MasterChef because all of them cry
all the time. It'd be too much. We'd be swimming in points. And tears.
Tears. In salty points.
Hey, if any of this stuff sounds cool to you, we give this stuff away during Max Fun Drive, which is our big fundraiser every year. But the rest of the year, you can support us. MaximumFun.org/join.
Please do.
You get access to bonus content, which we still need to record more of. As you can see, we have the Top Chef Quickfire Challenge board game.
Very exciting.
That was gifted to us, and we still haven't played it, but we need to.
Yes. If you're watching on YouTube, we always have it behind us just to to haunt us.
Well, look, when Iffy's out of town left and right every other weekend, when are we supposed to sit down? For a guy who makes a living out of playing board games, he sure doesn't want to play a board game with us.
Yeah, we're on his don't play with list. But yes, we will play that soon. You know what I want to bring in here? I have a little Top Chef Wisconsin sticker.
How? Why?
I think this was from the FYC thing.
Oh.
But it was actually the previous season, which is funny. It wasn't even a Top Chef destination candidate. I think they just had leftover stickers.
Oh, fun.
So maybe I should bring that in and stick it. No,
put it on
I
something.
won't stick it on anything permanent.
No, we should
This
ruin.
is a community space.
They just built us this nice, beautiful communal
Immediately put a sticker
piece of
on it.
furniture. Yeah, we treat it like a dive bar bathroom. Just tag it,
Nice.
put stickers on it.
I was here. Was spelled W-U-Z. Got to do it. All right. Well, yeah, we'll get into this episode.
Let's get in the episode.
Okay. Great. So, title is Recipe Telephone because that's the game they played. That it was funny because when the judges announced, they're like, "You're gonna play Recipe Telephone." Everybody was like, "What are you
does that
talking
mean?
about?" Which we saw the preview last week, so we knew it was going to be a sort of tag team thing. But it's like so funny that
Here's my
still
question:
they didn't
do we
know.
think they're still going to do tag team challenge? Because this is one of my favorite challenges every season is the tag team challenge, where it's like they switch every 5 minutes. But because it's already a duo season, they were like, we have to step up our game. And they did this, which is cool. This was fun. But I'm like, don't tell me this means they're eliminating tag team challenge.
They have to do tag team challenge too.
I hope so.
Because I think this is different. Like it was very like you're flying blind coming in.
Very blind.
But it is similar, but I think the chaos was lost because there was other chaos.
There's definitely a lot of chaos in this episode.
But the frequency of switching was not part of it, I guess.
Yeah.
So that's a great question. That's also why they probably couldn't call it tag team, even though it kind of was. But anyway, just to lay out what the rules were, one teammate cooks while the other teammate is in a holding room with no idea what's going on. Then after 30 minutes, they swap, and then the first teammate can also leave behind any culinary clues for the second teammate. And by culinary clues, it's just like leave your ingredients out, I guess.
I think there was some smart gameplay around like leaving clues out.
Grouping stuff.
It is. Did you, what is it called? Did you ever watch Crime Scene Kitchen?
No.
I don't know if it's still on the air. It's recent. If it's not on the air, it's because it just got canceled. But it's on Fox. Joel McHale hosts it, I think.
Okay.
And it's kind of this. It's a really clever thing where these teams of bakers, and if I remember, I only watched the first season. I only watched one entire season of this show that probably has 2 seasons.
Yeah, sure. 50%.
Some of them are like amateur bakers. Some of them are like, we own a bakery. And it was literally like, go into the crime scene and figure out what was made here. And it was like, it's kind of a clever conceit because it was like, well, look in the trash can. Oh, there's like a butter wrapper. Oh, it's warm. Okay, so the butter was melted. You know what I mean? It's stuff like that where it's like, okay, I see raspberries in the trash can. That means they would do tricky things where it's like, well, the blueberries you saw on the counter, the raspberries in the trash can, so we didn't use the raspberries. You know what I mean? They were like clues to throw you off the trail.
Oh, even that? Wow.
So all this to say, I think there is validity in the leave behind clues. And then some people did genuinely do stuff that was really clever in terms of leaving behind clues. Like one of them left a thermometer inside of the pork chop as if to say, please check the temperature of this because it's not cooked. You need to put it in the oven, even though it looks seared. You know what I mean?
Oh, wow. Okay. But still, that would be like, is that intentional?
Right.
Yes,
yeah. You got to really trust that your partner is going to be on the same level as you. You know what I mean?
Yes. And most of them, you'd think, they're married, they're family members for a long time. There was a lot of potential for them to know that kind of stuff.
You know who I feel like would have crushed this? I already forgot their names, but my siblings from New Jersey who were eliminated in episode 2.
Oh, interesting. Well, yeah, Ricky and Ashley.
Yes, thank you.
Ricky and Ashley could have, but then the Southern brothers were like, we got brother ESP.
That's true.
Talking it up the whole time. They ended up in the middle.
Yeah, that's true. You're right.
So who knows? And they're more in sync. Ricky and Ashley were little butting heads as we know.
Yeah, that's okay. You're right.
But maybe.
I just wanted justice for my stupid pick, my very short-sighted pick.
It's okay. I've got lots of those. Don't worry. I can definitely feel you on that. So the fun thing about this challenge is the winners get a dinner at each of the judges' restaurants.
Okay, this to me is the best prize of the season. This is like, you remember on Top Chef this past season when they were like, and also there's this little thing where you get Delta Platinum status and you get 1 billion miles. And I was like, that's the best prize. Yeah. This is the best. 3 meals at these prestigious restaurants?
Yeah.
I'm in.
I mean, and to skip to the end, but when they win, they're like, that bill's going to be huge. They can just order anything? Great.
My question is, so Joe, nice restaurants. Tiff, nice restaurants. Do we think that Gordon Ramsay is like, and you can eat a Gordon Ramsay burger? Do you know what I mean?
Oh my God, that'd be so funny. Yeah, I feel like he's got to do a nice one if the other two
You would hope so. Because he has a lot of fast casuals, and then he has a few fancies. And
he's
it's like
the richest of all of them.
Yeah.
You can sacrifice, $1,000 dinner or whatever
Exactly,
they run
yeah.
up the bill to. We learn about Jessica's nickname, Jess the Mess. Jessica of Jesse and Jessica.
This is very similar to me and my wife's dynamic.
Oh yes, tell
too.
me what's.
I was like, I think
the mess?
if we did this challenge, I would go first because the only thing I can do is prep. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Like I'm not good at cooking.
Cool.
But she's constantly like, chop this, and I'm like, okay,
yeah,
can do. And B, she is kind of a mess in the kitchen.
Cool.
And because she does the cooking, I'm happy to do the cleaning.
Right. So she would be second, and then she could leave the mess.
Right, leave the
matter.
mess.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I have the same dynamic with Dylan, where it's like I'm actually you. I'm the prepper.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm the doomsday prepper. No, I prep the.
Yeah.
I like to chop. The thing that I always joke about. He's always like parsley. It's always parsley. So I'm always.
What's up with parsley?
I'm always have to do parsley or grate Parmesan. So because I would say he makes a decent amount of like pastas or something.
Sure.
And I'm always like, oh, I hate grating the Parmesan because it's a real you got to use your muscles, and it's a lot of like just grating. It's a lot of Parmesan.
How hard is it to... Okay, yeah.
Well, yeah.
I'm like, it's hard. It's not that hard.
Well,
Are you okay?
I'm just because I've wasted away. But yeah, I think what it is it's just a lot of the repeat motion for a long time.
Yeah.
And then after many meals, it's like, oh, can I do onions instead?
Right.
But that parsley and the Parmesan I would do, or and then I would say, yeah, he likes to use every dish in the kitchen.
Yep.
So the sink is like piled high.
Okay, so as a fellow prepper, a fellow sous chef, are you good at chopping stuff? Because I'll say I'm not. For as much as I do it, I'm not.
I'm in the middle. I think I know some people are pickier where they're like, cut this smaller, and then on the other side, I definitely see sometimes when Dylan chops stuff, I'm like, oh, I could cut that smaller.
Okay, yeah.
So I think I'm somewhere in the middle.
Okay, I just feel I won't say I'm bad. I do feel like I'm inefficient because I feel like what happens all the time on Instagram is the algorithm will serve me up a video of a professional chef being like, here's the right way to chop an onion. You flip it, and then you do it like this, and then you rotate it, and I'm like, it's never gonna stick. I've seen versions of the same video hundreds of times. I'm always just going to chop an onion.
Just the method.
Whatever way it makes sense to me in the moment. You know what I mean?
I mean, you got to do what you are comfortable with, especially with knives.
Look, it's my onion.
Yeah. It's like you're the one risking your life here.
Yeah.
But I think, there's certain techniques, sure, that could make it easier. One time I was cooking with friends, and I was supposed to like julienne cucumbers, like for like noodles where you have those strips of cucumbers.
Yeah.
And I was doing it real small, but it took me so long that they're like, what is going on? So then I realized, of course, there's got to be a happy medium where it's like, just do it rough.
Yeah.
And then you're done.
Right.
So yeah, it's tough to do a lot of those things. I always am like, how do they do it? You know what I mean? Do they have a machine back there?
Yeah, I don't know.
For professionals, but yeah, some people. There is a great who's the Gordon Ramsay's teacher, like his main guy, Marco Pierre White.
Okay.
He has like a video. Dylan like is a big fan of these videos, but basically he's the guy who's like I would say raised Gordon Ramsay.
Oh no, but he's like, I taught Gordon everything he knows
from how young, right? And then he like has things where he's like Gordon will say like, yeah, this time like he made me cry because of this or something, or maybe it comes up somehow, or they'll be like, you're the only man who made Gordon Ramsay cry. How did you do that? And Mark was like, I didn't make Gordon Ramsay cry. Gordon made Gordon Ramsay cry. It's like so
that's
intense.
Dramatic.
It's like Gordon Ramsay, but like intense.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Version. And then, but he does have some. There's like it's almost a meme level thing where he's doing sort of a demonstration.
Okay.
And he's saying like, I don't cook professionally anymore. I'm just a personal chef. And then he like chops the tiniest little chops of a garlic clove while staring directly into the barrel of the camera.
Oh, that's pretty badass.
Not even looking. And then it's also a close up on the garlic, and it's literally like millimeters from his fingers.
Wow.
And his tiny little chops. It's so funny.
That's
anyway,
the equivalent of in Fast and Furious when Vin Diesel makes eye contact while coming to a full and complete stop. Do you know what I mean?
Yes, definitely. Same skill level, same
thing.
realness. Yeah.
Look, whatever you do in life, if you can do it while making direct eye contact with someone, that's like the horniest move in your profession.
Yeah.
If you're an accountant and you're like, I can get through the spreadsheet while not looking at the screen, that's... Ooh, you are going to seduce the fuck out of Kathy in HR. You know what I mean?
Boy, yeah. And these HR affairs, man, they're real hot.
They're in the zeitgeist this week.
Hot.
That's right.
I know. It's happening Yeah, or now it's over because she ruined it for all the HR people, you know?
Okay, if you're listening to this like 5 years in the future, we are talking about the Coldplay Jumbotron thing. Google it.
It's already kind of
it's already kind of done, yeah.
Yeah, by now, but, had to bring it up. Yeah, the astronomer CEO plus CPO. CPO.
Yeah.
What's that?
Is that a...
Chief People Officer.
You can tell we are so not corporate people.
I don't know what that
We have no
means.
idea.
Wonderful. So yes, we love a good prepper and a good cooker. That's the best combo for marriage.
The best division of labor.
So and it's also kind of nice this episode we get all the duos back, right? Last episode was like half of them, and now it's like, oh yeah, I remember like
Sure.
Rachel and Julia.
Right,
Like, I forgot about all these guys.
Yeah.
So okay, good. We're back in. So the first teammates are out. They rush to the pantry while the other halves are like in the holding room, kind of just
chit chatting. Yeah.
what
What
do
a
we do?
nerve-wracking 30 minutes to just be in a hot room.
I know. Yeah, with like lockers in the background, I guess they could put their stuff there.
Yeah.
Okay. Obviously we kind of go over some of the different plans.
Mm-hmm.
Athena is cooking an elevated version of their wedding dish that should be fresh in Timothy's mind. She's kind of like, he better know what this is.
Yeah.
Fair.
And did they weren't in the top, were they?
They were in the middle.
They were in the middle.
We didn't get much of
Okay,
it. But
yeah,
it
yeah.
sounds like they were happy because then at the end, Athena kind of turns to Timothy and says like, yours was the best dish in my mind, or the top.
Oh, right.
It's
Yeah.
cute. So
Good,
it's like,
cute,
he
newlywed
delivered.
attitude. Yeah.
Tana and Kate confused a parsnip with a white radish for her puree.
She was really... I didn't even really... Okay, this is to me a little bit emblematic of like how this show is.
Yeah.
I didn't, with my eyeballs, see her being particularly erratic, but I feel like they were really spinning this narrative of like, Tana has no idea what she's doing up there.
Right.
And I was kind of like, oh, I guess she doesn't. And then when Kate came in, she was like, I don't know what's happening. I got to kind of solve this. I was like, okay, I see it. But it does feel like a little bit of like an editing storyline. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah. Okay, that's a good point. I hadn't thought of that. I think when I saw it, they were one of the few that didn't cook something that Kate immediately like recognized, or that they intended to be like, oh, because this is a dish I make, so like they should totally know.
Right,
It seemed like it was thrown together. And then on top of that, like Kate in the holding room kind of said something, I think, to Rachel, and she was like, I just hope she gets enough done so I don't have to do
Right.
or something. She was concerned about her.
Yeah.
Even without seeing what was going on. So I'm like, oh, I didn't know. Yeah. Does Tana have an issue?
Yeah.
I
feel like the editors found a storyline more so than there was one in the moment. You know what I mean?
Okay. Well, they did a good job because, yeah, it did seem to fit into this, like, and then you don't know these two white things. Like,
Wait, but were they on the bottom? No. Top.
They were.
They were on the bottom.
Yeah.
Okay. So it didn't work out.
Yeah. So it was correct. But yes, they certainly seemed a little lost and weren't cooking something that they were like super familiar with, it seemed.
Right.
Plus, yeah, I don't know. Would you know a white radish from a parsnip?
Absolutely
I don't
not.
even know what a parsnip.
I can't remember if we've talked about this in past episodes. I do feel like there is room, maybe not in every show we do, but a rule for misidentifying an ingredient.
Oh, right.
Because I do feel like that happens not infrequently where someone's like, here's celery, and someone is like, that is a radish. Do you know what I mean?
Sure. Yeah, that would be... Yeah, because I think there's so many... I realize now, too, there's like so many things that do kind of look like other things.
Oh, absolutely.
That are not as used, or like you see them in a cartoon. Like I feel like I see them in like, even if you look at the platonic form of the ingredient in like a cookbook, it's not necessarily what it looks like in real life.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I feel like I've seen memes on the internet about how like what do you call it, people who study mushrooms, mycologists, joke about this all the time. About how like they're like, this is the king's mushroom. It's edible and full of nutrition and it's delicious. This is the fool's king's mushroom.
Oh,
it looks exactly like it and it will kill you instantly.
No, yeah, that's a real thing. I remember because actually I have a friend who is a mycologist.
Okay.
And has mentioned like, there's ones where it's like you either die or you have a great time. And it's like, my God, can we not do it?
I feel like as a society, we should just not fuck around with the mushrooms
they've like developed
if it's a 50-50 shot.
Yeah, exactly. Over generations to fool you. They're stronger than us. My dad used to say, he would be like, yeah, mushrooms, like they're smarter than we are.
Your dad used to say that?
Or he's like, they've evolved beyond humans. Like,
is he a biologist?
No. I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't
say that. I would say he is a welder.
But yes, I think he said something weird where it's like, it was like when we were eating mushrooms.
Oh.
Like, well, I don't want to eat a human. Well, because I think he was saying like they're like humans, but I think he meant as far as like.
Hey, is everything okay with your dad? Is he okay? Is he going through anything?
There's always something. He's a very quotable man, and in a funny way. It's
Okay.
like, oh yeah, that's like a funny thing.
Intentionally funny, or just like this, like ruminating on the.
Yeah. I mean, like intentionally funny sometimes, and also just like a weird man who says odd things that I took as fact as a child.
Okay.
Okay, this is great. So.
I do think he's right. It's weird to me that mushrooms are neither plant nor animal.
Well, yeah, that is strange.
That freaks me out.
And growing up as a kid, you're like, mushrooms must be a plant because I'm eating them.
Right.
And they grow out of the ground.
They grow.
But they're not.
They're not.
That's what's crazy about them. All right. Well, we got to the bottom of that. Javier says he said it's easier without Azu there because then they don't like fight over what.
That was kind of a bitch move here.
It would have been funny if they won, and it was like, oh, your whole problem was you were working together.
It's like, look, inevitably someone was going to say it, but I do think whoever said it, it's like when you say the secret word on Pee-wee's Playhouse, it was inevitable for someone to come on a season for duos where you're supposed to work together, and for one person to at some point say, it's so much easier to cook alone.
And hey, if someone's going to say it's got to be the
divorce exes was
they've already established that they don't always work well together.
Yeah.
By with the law, they've established it with legal supervision.
Oh yeah, legally they do not work well together.
They don't.
Yeah,
that's recognized by
they
the
commit it
state.
to paper. Yeah.
Yeah. So, here I was going to ask you because would you know, like, if you were cooking with Laura, would you do a specific dish that would be like clear? Because it feels like everybody had some sort of like, oh yeah, duh, this is that, or some people just did something new.
Okay, this is interesting because I remember when we were talking to Mert from last season of MasterChef.
Oh my God, I forgot about Mert.
And that is bonus content you can find MaximumFun.org/join when you become a member. He was saying that like the strategy is like go in with like 20 or 30 just like back pocket recipes that you can kind of adapt. He's like you have like these dozen or a couple dozen recipes that you could do with your eyes closed, and they're varied enough that you could kind of be like, okay, I can replace that with this protein and I can make that work for this. Mm-hmm. So I do feel like strategically, if you're smart, I would assume that a lot of the people going onto this show have that, like, if you're going in with a duo, it's like, let's practice these recipes. Let's make sure we can cook at least one Asian dish, one Italian dish.
Sure.
And so hopefully, if you're working with like that Rolodex of like 20 recipes and you're person number 2 and you're coming in, you're like, oh, I see. They were trying to adapt this recipe that we practiced.
Yes.
That then you would be able to do it.
Yeah, that's smart.
So to answer your question directly, I wouldn't be able to do it with my wife because she would be like, I saw this recipe on New York Times Cooking and I tried it and I'm like, well, I've never read that recipe. So I simply don't know what the end product is supposed to look like.
Got it. Yeah, I guess, I was trying to think what I would do if Dylan and I were doing this. I think there are some things we could recognize, like certain pastas or things like that. But I think it would be tough because inevitably you'd be like, oh, and then you got to throw in, because they always do like a full plated thing of like multiple salad on the side and da-da-da. So
when you're doing pasta night with Dylan, is it like a family style? You're making a big ass bowl and just like scooping it out?
Yeah, it's just one big pasta plate. It's big old, but it's like
family
a
style.
Lot. Yeah, it's a lot
great.
of pasta happening.
If anyone lives near Sierra and Dylan, you can just drop by around 9 p.m. any given night and just pick up extra pasta.
Some pasta.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's big. It does remind. Okay, I never did cross country too much as a high schooler, but
running?
They used to do like running,
long
distance. I would I would train with them and then I'd give up at a certain point. But so classic. But they would do pasta nights, and so that's what I always imagine because actually need it for that. I'm not doing that now, so I don't need it. But it's
the one situation where you're supposed to carb load.
Yeah, I still do pasta nights in their honor.
I always think about the Fun Run episode of The Office where Andy eats just a bowl of Alfredo, fettuccine Alfredo.
Oh, no, that's not the right one. That's funny. Yeah, I forgot about that. But exactly. So probably some sort of thing there. But yeah, then they swap. So then we have the first teammate going into the holding tank, the second teammate coming out finally to see what's going on.
And the twist is that the people in the drunk tank
the drunk tank,
get to watch on TV.
Oh my God, they reveal a big ass TV with all like a 9-split screen of.
It makes for better television, but I'm like, that's not fair.
Sure.
It's like no one was watching you when you were cooking. Why do you get to watch them when they're cooking?
It's like it's like obviously the first ones couldn't see because then they'd get tipped off.
Right.
What they're making, but the second ones, it's it's brutal for the teammate who has
Yeah.
supervised. But also, God, does it create drama? Everybody's like yelling at the screen like it's like
Truly.
sports.
Yeah.
And then Michelle of Zach and Michelle like has a panic attack. Like she hits the floor, a medic is called. This is what we saw in the preview last week.
Do you? Okay, I almost don't want to say this on air because it sounds mean. I don't mean this in a mean way.
No.
Did you also get the feeling that Michelle kind of hates Zach?
Well, okay. There was okay. I don't
Is it just me? Am I crazy?
There definitely, it was telling in the sense that I think, and this is every couple on the show, you see the dynamic where one person might be a little bit more critical, or the other one person might be more trying to please the other person, right? And it felt like Zach was already like, oh, I hope I just don't screw it up for Michelle, you know?
Right, yeah.
And then Michelle is clearly stressed, but I mean, it seems like they were fine in the end. Even though they were on the
seemed
bottom.
like they were okay.
really?
They were talking to each other in a way where I was like, I feel like they're being nice because they're on camera,
Well,
and if
yeah.
they weren't on camera, Michelle would be yelling at Zach.
Oh no. Okay. I mean, it's definitely possible. Like, because we kind of saw that with Tana and Kate. Not that.
That's right. Yeah.
the
That
same
little bit
exact
of just like
dynamic.
tense. Just
I'm
okay.
sure.
There's something underneath the surface here.
Of course. Yeah.
I'm just like I can't imagine not trusting my partner so much that watching them complete a task for me gives me so much anxiety that I like have to lie down.
Yeah. What? do
And
we
granted,
think
I'm not
was?
on television. It's hard to be on television.
Yeah,
That
maybe
is,
it's
look,
the added pressure.
I don't know, but I'm just calling it like I see it. I just got a vague feeling
Sure, there might be some more.
there's
to the
trouble
story.
in paradise
Oh,
there.
no.
I don't know.
Zach and Michelle. This is the millennial couple, presumably, who dresses like Gen Z a bit. We've noticed.
And even that, I'm like, I don't know if that's their fault. I feel like that's
That
wardrobe.
could
I
be
don't
wardrobe,
know.
That's right. I was pointing out last week, I think, that it looked like a Michelle ponytail because she kind of had like a
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
That's like kind of a cool Gen Z
You
look,
called it.
and I did call it.
Yeah.
I also want to point out that Kate of Tana and Kate, she's the youngest contestant. She's 20 years old.
Mm-hmm.
She also has a nice slick back bun that I think really nails that look that I was kind of describing.
Yeah,
So
you're
well done
right.
with the hair.
Okay.
But yes, back to this panic attack. Or I'm calling it a panic attack. I don't know what exactly it is, but I think I was surprised because I think for the most part we haven't seen much from them. Like they've definitely like messed up, but
Yeah.
they've seen kind of harmonious, like not weird. Like it's almost like I kind of compare them to Jessica and Jessie.
Yeah.
Because they're both kind of like married couples.
Mm-hmm.
Who, I guess like Jessica and Jessie are also on the top, and like when they kind of are more like argumentative or something. So it's like they have somewhere to challenge it. But maybe Zach and Michelle are like, a little bit more about, we're fine, everything's fine, and then bottling it up.
Yeah. They've been playing a lot of in scene work. We would call it peas in a pod. You know what I mean? It's just sort of just like two of the same
Yeah,
personality.
everything's
Yeah,
good. Okay.
we're cool.
Yeah,
we're getting
Zach
along.
Zach and Michelle and Zach.
Yeah.
So yes, we're seeing a little bit of maybe the crack.
Mm-hmm.
But yes, almost, I don't know if they were playing this up too because it's obviously television and they want to be heard. Not them, but everybody was like yelling at the screen, no, don't do that. What are you pouring that sauce for? And I felt like that was kind of staged.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
Or at the end too, when they were done, they're like, yeah, that's my girl. It's
Yeah.
If you don't say that's my girl, or you don't say,
Then you don't look
hell
like a
yeah,
supportive.
then it's like, oh my God.
Yeah.
It's like, what are you?
There
you
was
hate your
one
husband?
person, I can't remember who. I want to say maybe Javier, who, when they first rolled out the TV, was very quietly like, I don't want to watch this.
He's like, I thought we were gonna
I'd like to opt out.
go drink or something. Yeah, that's pretty funny. Yeah, it's very stressful for sure. So we can get into these closer looks, which are the top contenders of the night. So first we had Jessica and Jessie. So they get half a point for being a closer look. They started with char-grilled pork chop with maple glaze, chipotle sweet potato, broccolini, and pepperonata. And then Jessica came in and added the agrodolce onions, not knowing to put them in the pepperonata.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody really cares.
No one really cared.
Fine.
Still
It's
worked out.
actually fine.
Yeah.
Jessie mentioned that they play with this dish a lot at home, so that's counting as we make this all the time. plus they're at the top.
Okay. Yeah.
So you get another point for that.
Sure.
Judges say it's cooked beautifully, fantastic pepperonata. They did notice that Jess left a bit of a mess, but that worked out fine for this competition. Yeah. Oh yeah, I was gonna say for the mess leaving, do you
Here we
clean
go.
as you cook or leave mess till end and do big cleaning?
I'm a clean as I cook. I'm a try and keep your station clean.
Sure.
I think Laura used to be more like just leave everything where it is, huge mess. And I will say, over the course of our relationship, she is bent slightly more toward cleaning as she goes. And it is a nice little like feather in her cap when she's like, look at how clean the kitchen is immediately after having finished cooking.
No, that's a big step. I think, yeah. I feel like similar to that where I'm like, it depends. I feel like this weekend I was like in a rush and then everything was still there.
Sure.
But then, yes, I try to do the clean as I cook.
Yeah.
And I think Dylan is more of a leave everything.
It does depend. It depends on the recipe and like the timing and what you have to do. But I will say that like, even when I'm making something where I'm like, oh, I need 8 hands.
Yeah.
At the very least, everything will make it into the sink. So like the sink is a mess, but it's like, it's not like there's a spoon here and a measuring cup here. It's like, it's all at least in one square area. You know what I mean?
I should clarify. Yeah, that's what Dylan does. Is he at least puts it in the sink. So it's fine. Yeah. But yes, I think it's, I know, for instance, that my mom was always like, will share a recipe with me and she's like, it's just one pan. Like she's very into like, and you only dirty one bowl.
A woman after my own heart.
Yeah. You know, because of course that means less cleaning and we love it.
Yeah. And it's not even like, I think when people think about like cleaning up after cooking, they're thinking about like scrubbing pans. Laura is messy in a way where it's just like, okay, you pour in some olive oil and now the olive oil is just sitting there without a lid on. Do you know what I mean? Like the cleaning up is not hard. It's just a matter of like putting this olive oil bottle, like putting the lid back on, putting it where it goes. But, you know, that times like 100 ingredients just becomes like, okay, I got to put this back in the fridge and this goes back in the pantry, you know.
I mean, I always, whenever watching like cooking demonstrations on like a morning show or something, I'd always be jealous of how they'd have the little
like pre-prepped little ramekins.
Yeah, I'm like, ooh, how nice. And then you just throw it in and it's like, who would do that? You dirty all these things? No way. But yes, so that's good. We know where we stand. Rachel and Julio, they are in the top again. Yay. So they get half a point. They started with a pan-seared chicken breast with sauteed asparagus, chimichurri sauce, tostones, bacon farofa, and Rachel added sauteed mushrooms to add another texture plus umami, which I think Julio was like, no, why are you adding mushrooms? But then they actually liked it.
I did think it was, I don't know if you caught this. I like little funny visual gags. Or I like when I can feel an editor who's been working on a show for 15 years, although it's probably not the same editor at this point because it's an Australian crew. But like just doing something to like feel like they are alive and add something new. When they were doing the shot of their plate, and there's the lower third with the text of what the dish is. It was Julio describing the dish, and then when Rachel was talking about how she added like mushrooms, just the graphic just added and sauteed mushrooms, and it's just so funny to me that the editor was like, you know, they didn't present it as having the mushrooms at first. They were like, as soon as Rachel says it, we're going to scroll on more text. It says and sauteed mushrooms.
Yeah, to know this wasn't the intention initially. Yeah, no, that's good. That's that kind of stuff we keep an eye out for here at
that's the attention to detail that you're paying for.
Exactly. So they, let's see. What did they say here? So judges said it's rustic. Chicken is lovely. They like that she added the mushrooms. So well done. I know. Okay, so I was kind of looking through here. I think they did not. I think I did check, and that Julio said, because he started it. Julio said that this is something that they make a lot.
That sounds familiar to me.
But I didn't write it down here. But then I added it at the end, so I think that is correct.
Yeah.
So
I'll let that
they
fly.
also get a point as well for that.
I approve.
And then Tina and Yvonne, they're also on the top, and that was a surprise.
Yes.
Because Tina started this out, and she was like super behind, and everybody was like, "You got to do more." But they made a lobster garlic butter pasta with lemon asparagus and sauteed mushrooms.
Sounds incredible.
It looked really good.
That's the dish I would have ordered at a restaurant. You know what I mean?
And they must be just like, it must be really good. Just thinking that like they can make that off the top, and then didn't get much done, but still like made it delicious.
Right. Well, lobster also doesn't need a ton of cook time. Okay. So when they're like, Tina, you gotta like heat up a pan. I'm like, well, Yvonne has 30 minutes. It's not that. Okay. Yeah, you know, it's lobster.
Right. It's not like that's true. Tina does mention she's cooked lobster many times before, so Yvonne can guess what's on her mind. So I'm counting that as cooked this whole time as landing in top 2. Because I feel like, everybody here was sort of like, that was also part of the challenge too, I think, is like, you be smart, you cook something you know. Yeah. So Yvonne, though, she really made it come together because, Tina really only had the lobster and the sauce going before they swapped, but it worked out. Everybody loved that one as well. And then they announce the winner, and it's Rachel and Julio. Yay!
Yay! They get 3 dinners.
They get to go to all those restaurants. They get another point here. Julio says that bill is going to be expensive, so can't wait to see where they get to eat.
Are they? No, never mind. I was gonna say, are they the last remaining like married couple who have not shown like cracks? But no, because Jesse and Jessica have also kind of just been on the same page the whole time.
Yeah, they've been on the same page. The only thing that was like weird about them was them like wanting to do corn or whatever that one time. But it wasn't between them. It was like to other people.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I feel like Rachel and Julio have been pretty solid. Yeah, like everybody's.
They're very
solid,
peas in a pod. They're very like just kind of the same person, copied and pasted.
Yeah, we haven't noticed anything. Yeah, it's cute. It's cute.
Yeah.
Yeah, why not? You know, just marry yourself. You know, that's
just find another one of you.
Just do the same thing.
They say opposites attract. Bullshit.
Yeah.
Get someone who's exactly like you.
Yeah. All right. So on the bottom, Tana and Kate. Saw that coming a little bit. They did the New York strip steak with parsnip puree, asparagus, fennel, and carrot slaw, and mushroom red wine sauce.
A red wine sauce that Joe called a half cup of Cabernet poured on top.
Sure, yeah. They were very generous with that red wine.
Yeah.
Tana, initially, she intended for a cream sauce, but then Kate saw that and thought the heavy cream was for the puree. Mm-hmm. So she didn't use it for the sauce.
But even then, were they the ones who also just had like a random raw vegetable, like a fennel?
Yeah, they had that sort of weird fennel carrot thing or something, and then the sauce bled into that salad.
Yeah,
so it was probably ooh, it's a little. It was just all over the place. Is what they kind of said. Fair enough. And then Zach and Michelle, dun dun dun. So they did crispy skin salmon with Israeli couscous, roasted vegetables, wilted rainbow chard, and herb oil.
Didn't look bad.
Yeah.
I would have eaten it.
They said the salmon was cooked beautifully.
Yeah.
The main problem was that I guess Michelle had intended it to have a wine broth. And then Zach mentioned he saw the couscous, thought of a risotto they make a lot at home. Mm-hmm. So anyway, he made a risotto instead. The risotto wasn't even cooked very well. So I'm counting this as we make this all the time landing in the bottom.
Okay. I'll take it.
It's a -1 point.
Sure.
And they're on my team, so you can see my dilemma here. But yes, So
that's how we know your heart is true as commissioner.
Just so you know, I'm playing fair over here. Trust me. They liked the salmon, so that was a good sign. And then finally, it's kind of between, I think, the Southern brothers. Oh yeah, Timothy and Athena are still there. Kayla, Ryan, Kate are still there. But anyway, it's Kayla, Ryan, Kate end up on the bottom. They're the last ones to get chosen on the bottom. They did a filet mignon with garlic potatoes, roasted asparagus, honey glazed carrots, and chimichurri sauce. This was the problem with Ryan Kate sort of only prepping and left all the cooking.
That's right. That's right. Yeah, we didn't even talk about that.
Yeah, I mean, it was kind of hard to tell because she was very confident, like, I'm just going to do all the prep and I'll leave it for her. So maybe she thought that's the challenge.
Right.
But maybe they had the most ingredients, I think. So with all that, it became untenable, which is like, instead of versus Atina and Yvonne, same problem.
Right.
But Yvonne was able to pull it off. But yeah, I mean, these poor girls have been through it. You know, they've
really gotten the short end of the stick every single week.
Fainting, yeah. But anyway, so Ryan Kate was apologetic. Kayla was a little flustered. They just felt like Kayla was left with too much. The filet mignon is, 2 of them were medium. Mm-hmm. Joe's was actually cooked fine. Carrots were too raw. They like cut them and it made that noise.
Yeah, the snap. That's not what you want. And that's where I'm like, carrots need some cook time.
Sure.
Carrot, no lobster. You know what I mean?
It's a hard. Oh, you know, I've been gardening.
Okay.
Nothing. No, I'm not planting carrots, but my point being, I've been weeding and I've been pulling out these weeds that I swear to God, their roots are so big, it's like a carrot. I'm like, these are like weed carrots.
Wow. Are you sure you're not just growing carrots on accident?
I mean, hopefully, then I'll get to eat something out of all this hard work.
What are you planting? What are you growing?
Well, I really just I had a couple basil plants from the grocery store that I was like, what if I put them outside?
Yeah.
I don't think they're doing too well because you do kind of, it's hot out here and they're getting a lot of sun. I don't think that's ideal.
I don't know what your neighborhood is like, but I worry about putting gardening things outside. I'm like, a windowsill basil, that's fine. But if I put basil outside of my house, a skunk will skunk on it, and then a coyote will eat it, and then a raccoon will piss on it. You know what I mean?
I'm like, do I want to put that in my pasta?
I'm not eating any of that.
Yeah, fair enough. I do. Yeah, I worry about This is so dark. It's like, and then what if, asbestos from, fires comes and gets in your food?
Yeah, exactly.
Sorry,
yeah.
That's rough. But yeah, that's more of an experiment. I think they're on the verge of death. But I did get some succulents,
Okay.
like aloe.
Okay.
And a couple other, things that whatever's more native or
Sure.
at least can survive without ample water.
No, that's great. And look, you get a cut or a scrape, you just break open one of those little aloe plants.
Yeah, get a little of that juicy juice and
That's what they call it.
get that burn going. That's the hope. Or, do you like aloe jelly? I don't think that it would create enough for that.
You'd have to harvest so
It'd be
much.
a lot. But
Yeah.
that is really aloe in that jelly?
I would have to assume.
Love it. Okay.
I also just want to acknowledge that we're having a very Asian conversation because as soon as you said aloe jelly, I'm like, for sure,
Oh.
70% of the audience right now is like, what the fuck is aloe jelly?
It's also, it's niche because it's like, okay, boba, bubble tea, whatever you call it.
Yeah.
It's really was just the tapioca balls initially. And
Yeah.
then as you get
We started
deeper
branching out
and
a little.
it becomes, more of a
Yeah.
popular thing, then the different shops are like, how do we compete and
Yeah.
set ourselves apart? Aloe jelly.
So here's my little look. If you're a non-Asian person and you're like, I've had boba, but I don't know what you're talking about, go to whatever the most Asian part of your town is. And hopefully find a boba place that offers, like some red beans or something in your drink.
Oh, yeah. Or like cheese. Have you heard of that?
No, cheese in the drink? No, I haven't.
Sorry, they call it cheese. So
Oh,
they're like,
okay.
get a
like a cheese foam
green
top?
tea- Yeah, cheese
Yeah,
foam.
okay, yeah.
Plus cheese. And so it's really just, I guess, a cream cheese mixed with
Yes.
like heavy cream kind of whipped. Nice
Yeah.
topping. I love it.
It's like a salty-ish topping. It's really good.
Yeah. It's got like that salty sweet thing going on.
Try some aloe jelly.
So,
Get out there, live a
come on
little.
down, yeah.
And if you're a person who's like, I've never had boba, why are you listening to this podcast?
Yeah.
I'm not saying you're an invalid person. I'm saying, what is the crossover between someone who's never had boba and someone who's like, I like cooking shows
Right.
so much, I'm going to listen to a podcast about it?
Yeah, that would be fascinating.
Get out there
Who
and try
are
some
you?
boba.
Tell us who you are if that's
Yeah.
the case. But yes, most likely you've had it. I don't actually like boba.
What? You're fired. Give me your Asian card. That's not...
I just don't like the tapioca balls as much. Like, I'll get them, but I will say I'm going for an aloe jelly or a lychee jelly first.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I know.
What is
it's
it?
pretty bad.
Texture? Flavor?
I think it's like, it's too much. It's like, if I could do less, if you could opt for a less boba
Okay.
option, which some do offer.
Yeah.
Because I think what happens is like, I'm enjoying this like milk tea, I'm enjoying this drink, and then, bloop.
Just put your straw higher in the cup so you're not... if your
Yeah,
straw's at
but-
the bottom of the cup, then you're sucking up boba
No,
24/7.
Yeah, I know it can be dialed up, dialed down, but I think, at the end of the day, I'm kind of like, but there can be no waste. So I want to equally have a little bit of both, the
Okay.
solids and liquids. And then, I just feel like it becomes a chore. I'm like,
Have you ever been to an Argo Tea?
No.
Chicago chain. Well, I had it in Chicago. I don't know if they're based there. I feel like for me, when I was in college, popularized a style of boba that I've seen in a lot of other white people places. I feel like I've seen it tested at like Starbucks or whatever. But it's like tiny cubes. Do you know what I mean? It's like roughly the same texture, but it's like way smaller and like way easier to like chew.
Oh, what
So
kind
you're
of,
not, like-
is it tapioca?
Yeah.
Oh, no, I haven't.
Give it a shot.
Interesting. All right.
Look up
Cubes?
tiny cube
Tiny cube
tapioca and
tapioca
see
ball.
if you can find a tea
Yeah,
shop.
I
and-
could see that being better, being a little smaller, little
for
little
you.
less.
Yeah.
I'm into that.
I didn't like it, but
Okay, fair.
I'm a fan of classic OG boba.
Interesting. Yes. No, that's good. It's good. We got it. There's something for everyone. And that's what we say here at TV Chef Fantasy.
Maybe that's our merch. There's something for
There's
everyone.
something for everyone. And then there's like a cube and a boba. I mean, a sphere. You get it.
You get
You'll
it.
get it. If you really listen.
If you're a graphic
you'll know.
designer, you're picturing it in your head, and you're like, I got to submit this design to them.
Exactly. But yes, back to Kayla, Ryan, Kate. Before I talked about, the weed carrots. Okay. So the carrots were raw. The asparagus was mush.
Oh,
So they were
yeah.
both hard and soft.
She picked it up and pulled it apart with her hands. And I was like, that's not what asparagus should... I can
So they-
forgive like a slightly undercooked carrot, but I was like, that is mushy asparagus.
Right. Yeah, it's a bummer because you're like, oh, well, if you had just kind of like evened it out, they both could have been level.
Right. If you eat them at the same time, you're like,
yeah.
this is the texture of two
Sure.
vegetables.
Yeah, average it out.
Yeah.
But yes, so unfortunately, a lot of things were wrong there. I think just from all that, I was like, oh, they have to go home. Like other
Yeah.
people, they had like legit good portions or good
Yeah.
components, but then some flaws. But this was like all flaw.
There's like I feel like we play this game a lot when it comes to the judges table on any show where it's just like, oh, this person made like a a timing error. Anyone could have done it. This person made just like a simple technical error. But if it's like those two versus someone who just like the concept of their dish is bad and the execution's bad and the flavor's bad, then I'm like,
there's no way.
Lights out. Goodbye.
Yeah, there's no narrative they can really switch to make it seem like a surprise. But the main problem, I think, was, yes, Ryan and Kate left Kayla with too much to do. So this is why all this stuff crops up. So they get eliminated. Kayla and Ryan, Kate, definitely tears, disappointment.
They seem to maintain their friendship, which is nice.
Yeah.
I feel like if you go home on this challenge, there's a high risk of someone being like, you ruined it for us. You know what I mean?
I mean, clearly there was a culprit here with Ryan Kate. So I think that's why they tried to emphasize that. Like, I feel like they were like, why don't you say something about how you're going to be friends for life?
Right.
Or something, because I think I would be worried as an audience member because there was clearly somebody to blame. And then they're not married or something where it's like,
right. They could just stop being friends.
Yeah. And like they also made friends via this love of MasterChef or whatever.
Right.
So it seems like they, at least for the camera, made it seem like they'll still be friends. But hey, we'll check in.
We'll check in.
We'll make
sure
see. They're still in each other's close friends on Instagram. Okay, so any final thoughts for this episode before we get into the points breakdown?
Remind me what the preview for next week was.
Oh yeah, we can look at that. It's a team challenge where
team
duo
challenge.
From each
Okay,
team
yes.
has to cook on a moving train.
Oh, that's right. And I'm very curious to see because I remember watching the preview and thinking, oh, you can see the logo of that train. Do we think that it's going to say the Gordon Ramsay Express, or do we think it's going to be the name of an Australian train?
Right. Like
and it's very clearly going to be, this goes from Brisbane to Sydney or whatever.
Yeah, down under.
Yeah.
I keep thinking like anytime they leave the set,
I'm like, what's going to happen now?
Yeah, where is that eucalyptus? I know like the other thing that's kind of funny about cooking on a train, obviously moving train, you think, oh, things are gonna be moving,
right?
But I always think of like, action movies where they're on a train, they always make their way to the kitchen,
of course,
and they always get a cleaver and like throw it, or they like sear some guy on the flat hot top. So hopefully that happens.
Some guy's getting fryer oil thrown on his face.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's the main weapon to grab for if you guys are ever in a fight on a train. Okay, and then also we see Gordon throw a protein and say, "This is a train wreck."
Perfect.
Thank God.
Mwah.
Gotta have
beautiful.
That. They had to do a couple takes, but I'm sure it was really,
they got the shot. Yeah,
they got it good. Okay, so that's what's happening next week. Any final thoughts?
I think that's it.
Either of those things.
What a delightful episode.
Yeah.
I just hope it doesn't supersede the tag team challenge.
Yes. They'll at least they'd be spacing it out, so maybe it'll come back.
Okay. Fingers crossed.
I feel like they kind of should, because they don't have a ton of ideas. They did like 2 mystery boxes.
And once again,
already.
They can't leave the studio that much.
Yeah, exactly. They certainly can't. Yeah. Let anybody speak.
And I don't think they're going to get, I feel like in past seasons of MasterChef, they're always like, and returning from last season, or like, our guest judge runs this restaurant. And it's like, who are you going to get?
Yeah, are they going to fly someone out?
Maybe. Curtis Stone. He comes on MasterChef a lot to guest judge, and he's an Aussie.
Oh, yeah. Well, then hopefully. That seems like an easy get there.
They're moving Gwen, by the way. This is just LA restaurant news. Curtis Stone's Steakhouse, Gwen.
Oh, yeah.
Is moving to the West Side, and I'm never gonna eat there because I don't go to the West Side.
Yeah, farewell forever, I guess. Interesting. Where is it? I don't even know.
Hollywood, or like West Hollywood, but West Hollywood's pretty central in LA.
But like
they're moving to like Santa Monica or something,
sure,
and I'm like,
like
goodbye, never going there. Yeah.
That's tough news.
Everyone's tuned out now. Everyone who doesn't live in LA is tuned out.
Oh, I know. I was gonna point out that there was a Bachelor season. Was it Jen's?
Okay.
So one of the Bachelorette seasons, they go to Australia like mid-season.
Oh yeah. That's Jen's. I didn't watch it, but I remember the commercials.
Then they like brought out one of her exes.
Yes.
And then it was like, can I enter the competition?
Right. Did she say yes?
Thank God she said no.
Oh, thank God.
Because, I mean, ultimately it didn't end well anyway, if anybody knows.
Spoiler alert for 2 seasons ago of The Bachelor.
Look her up. But yeah, so this guy, I guess in my head I was like, oh, they flew him out to Australia. Like, for sure he's going to stay. Like, that's so annoying, too. I just, anytime some new guy with a history comes in, it's like, that doesn't seem fair.
Yeah.
These other guys only had 2 weeks or whatever.
Right.
But anyway, she ended up saying, being like, it would have happened if it was meant to happen kind of thing. And then he just turned around and left, I guess.
Did they show him getting right back onto a plane? Because
know.
that would have been amazing.
They should, though. But then, so with that logic, I'm like, fly in and went out to MasterChef
exactly.
for one day.
Yeah. You're already saving a bunch of money by not shooting in America. Take $1,000 of those dollars, fly someone out to Australia.
Yeah, easy. Yeah, so funny. Oh, God. Okay. We love it. So let's get to the points breakdown. Pretty simple. We got the closer looks. Of course, that was Jessica and Jesse, Rachel and Julio, Tina and Yvonne, each getting half a point. The winner was Rachel and Julio, so they get a point.
Mm-hmm.
And then Make This All the Time plus Landing on Top was all three of the top contenders, Jesse and Jessica, Rachel and Julio, and Tina and Yvonne for a point each.
Great.
Then there was Make This All the Time and then Landing on the Bottom, which was Zach and Michelle, -1 point. So this week, I lose 1 point.
Oof.
Yeah, that was it for me. Because I have them and Tana and Kate.
Okay.
And then
that's it? Remaining?
I can't.
I don't remember.
I have one other. I think I definitely had Kevin and Trey, and that didn't pan out.
R.I.P.
Sorry. And then I also.
If anyone out there knows Kevin and Trey, please.
Yeah.
I
should do some
know.
more research. Honestly, I just kind of.
You can be as anonymous. So you can make a burner account email. I have to know.
Oh yeah, I have Timothy and Athena who just didn't score any points.
Okay,
this time.
yeah, but they're still in.
They're still fine. And then you gained 1.5 points.
Okay, I'll take it.
Pretty exciting.
Nice.
And then Iffy gained 4 points.
Whoa!
Crazy.
And he's not here to celebrate?
He's not here to celebrate. We'll let him know. But
4
because he has
points.
Rachel and Julio, who are huge earners this time. And then Jessica and Jesse.
Wow.
Who have
Monster
been doing
week for
well.
Iffy.
So that leaves us at.
Okay.
I have 5 points.
Okay.
Mike, you have 8 points.
I don't like that I'm in second.
Iffy has 10 points.
Wow! 10!
Pretty good. Because, it's been pretty low scoring until, today.
Yeah, 4 is a big leap.
It's a big one, yeah. So it's looking a little scary for me.
Okay, still anyone's game. But start preparing a recipe that you're going to make for a professional chef, because that is our punishment for the season.
Actually, so I know I had thought before maybe some sticky rice. I made a lot of sticky rice this weekend because my cousins were visiting.
Okay.
But I realized I should probably make it I should elevate it.
Yeah.
If I were to do that. So I got to think about that.
Okay.
We'll see. Okay.
Well,
if you like that was
perfectly
good and
natural
smooth.
transition.
Good and smooth. All right. If you like this podcast, share it with someone, please. But also, please go to MaximumFun.org/join, where you can support us for as little as $5 a month. It really helps us out and keeps us going. If you have any thoughts or suggestions, drop us a line on Instagram at TV Chefs Fantasy League and follow us. Or send us an email at chef@MaximumFun.org. We love hearing from you. If you're doing your own MasterChef Fantasy League with friends, please tag us and tell us how you're doing. There have been requests for us to do points. It's going to be tough, but I might try to do that.
Okay, yeah. The weekly point total.
Be it was Tina and Yvonne got a point this time.
Right.
I'll maybe if I do that, it will be on our Instagram story, and if it is, it'll be sporadic and unreliable. No, but I'll do my best. But it's just fun to hear that people are actually doing their own league.
Yes.
So I want to encourage that and make sure we are right there with you. For full unedited episodes, you can check us out on YouTube. Thanks again to my co-host, Mike Cabalon. Iffy will be back next week. Thank you. TV Chef Fantasy League is a Maximum Fun production. Our producer is Valerie Moffat. Our engineer is Gabe Mara. Our theme song is by Dylan Van Auken. Our artwork is by Sabrina Volante. Follow us on Instagram and YouTube at TV Chef Fantasy League.